President Trump says Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is guilty of, quote, political extortion. He says Schumer is asking for too much in order to confirm some of his nominees. South Carolina Senator Tim Scott joins me now. Senator, Republicans are considering this nuclear option.
Yes.
Change the rules on nominees so you can get them all through fast.
Absolutely.
All well and good, but the Democrats could do the same thing to you, couldn't they?
The shoe will be on the other foot at some point. So when we make this change, we have to consider that fact. The truth of the matter is, though, President Trump deserves his team on the field playing. The American people need the president firing at all cylinders. It has been an amazing 6 months with President Trump leading. Imagine what it would look like if he had the entire team on the field transforming America for the good. Chuck Schumer has done what no other minority leader has done in our lifetime. Think about it this way. 0% of President Trump's nominees have gone through by unanimous consent. President Clinton, 98%. Obama, 90%. Even President Biden, 57% went through without having to go through this hurdle after hurdle after hurdle.
That's obstruction.
It is obstruction at its worst, and it's costing the American people every single day. We do not have his team on the field.
Are you going to pull the nuclear option?
I think we'll do it in September. We've got to either they cut the deal and give President Trump what he wants, or we change the rules and give President Trump what he deserves.
Need your response to this. Over the weekend, New York City's mayoral candidate, he's a socialist, Zoran Mandami. He was preaching from the pulpit in a radical New York City of a radical pastor.
Yes.
Is pushing his socialist policies from the pulpit. Now, you're a devout Christian. Is that appropriate?
No, without any question. Here's what we do know is appropriate. But let's say this, though. Stu, socialism has been tried over and over again all over the world and failed. Think about here in America, Los Angeles, Chicago, bastions of the government controlling your decisions for you, and those cities have been devastated. I grew up in poverty in a single-parent household. The government came to rescue us. We got worse and worse year after year. It is time for us to celebrate this notion of freedom and liberty, which requires you to do all that you can do. Don't wait for the government to come rescue you. They're not coming. Let's talk about and celebrate those individuals who had the courage to take a stand for the right thing.
Is it appropriate to preach socialism from the pulpit?
No.
Why not?
Well,
Why not?
Simply, if you think about what the gospel talks about, the gospel talks a lot about individual responsibility.
Yep.
You can read the Psalms and Proverbs and come to that conclusion. It also talks in Galatians 6:7 about whatever a person sows, that's what they're going to reap. That's an individual's responsibility to dig into the soil and get a return. In modern day America, how do you translate that verse? It means that if you don't work, it's kind of hard to complain about not eating, right? And so at the end of the day, we need to focus on, especially here in America, an individual's responsibility and opportunity to change the course of their future. I've lived that. It works. The only place on the planet where a kid like me ends up in the United States Senate, America. Why? Because we are the greatest nation on earth. The harder you work, the luckier you get. The less you work, well, that's on you.
Which brings me to your new book, and it's called One Nation, Always Under God, Profiles in Christian Courage. It's a compilation of stories and accomplishments by American Christians. I want you to pick out, we've got a minute.
Okay.
Pick out your favorite story. What is it?
Thank you. You say I have 7 minutes?
No.
Oh, my bad. I thought you said 7 minutes. Okay. One story. Brother, got to try, right?
Yeah. You're eating up your time, Senator.
Amazon.com, number one. Number two, Horatio Spafford, a guy who lost his kids while they were trying to get across the sea. In devastation, instead of turning to misery and to screaming and shouting, he pens this now song. The words are, "It is well with my soul." He was reflecting on Scripture, Romans 8:28, that somehow, some way, God can use all things together for good for those who love God and called according to his purpose. As he lost his kids, he sets up these foundations to help kids around the country and around the world. He transformed young people's lives because he lost his own kids. Powerful story.
You got to me, Senator.
Powerful
You really
story.
did. I'm not quite tearing up, but I'm close.
This book is for you. I'm giving it to you for free, but you can also go on Amazon.com and buy a couple copies for your family. As a matter of fact, everybody should do that.
Senator, you're all right. Thank you so much for being with us.
God bless.
Inspiring message. Thank you very much.
Sir.